The aim of this video is to present the status of bioeconomy strategies development in Spain. The presentation provides figures representing the bioeconomy sector's relevance at national level and their evolution. Additionally, most relevant challenges addressed are also discussed, as well as current strategies at national and regional level. Furthermore, the main challenges faced during the implementation of bio-based initiatives are commented. Finally, monitoring bioeconomy deployment and bio-based initiatives implementation is crucial, which can be done through key performance indicators. First of all, to analyze the current situation of bioeconomy employment and value added are depicted in the figures as indicators. In Spain, 1.41 million of people are employed in biomass production and manufacturing sectors, and 68.5 billion euros is the value added generated. On the right figure, the information disaggregated by sectors can be seen. As can be noticed, agriculture and agro-industry are the most relevant. This illustrates the importance of the sectors responsible for feeding the population, although they are also the ones that generate the least value added. On the other hand, it is worth to highlight that biofuels and bio-based energy sectors are lowly developed in Spain. In fact, only around 4% of value added generated from bioeconomy sectors is related to these ones. Apart from analyzing the current situation, it is also important to study the increasing relevance over the last years. The left figure depicts the evolution in the European Union, and on the right, the evolution in Spain. As can be noticed, the development in Europe is much larger than in Spain. The biofuels and bio-based energy sector is particularly noteworthy, with growth doubling in Europe compared to Spain. Also, it can be noted that other sectors such as forestry or wood production are declining. At national and regional level, most relevant challenges that need to be addressed include promoting decarbonization objectives and increasing the share of renewable energies. Moreover, due to significant impact that forest fires generate, prevention measures development is needed to decrease greenhouse gas emissions, reduce ecosystem degradation, and avoid negative impacts on local communities. Thirdly, guaranteeing the food supply and modernize and revitalize primary sector has become a key objective requiring specific supporting measures. Also, attention should be given to the development of green industries and promotion of innovation and research. Measures need to be implemented contributing to diversify the economic activity, especially in the primary sectors, together with improving the development of rural areas to avoid rural depopulation. Also, promoting knowledge, dialogue, and societal outreach on the bioeconomy should be a priority, where all the actors should be involved and where no one can be left behind, including marginalized social groups. It's worth to highlight that it's important to address all these challenges while developing bio-based value chains properly, promoting biodiversity and ecosystem conservation. Moreover, residual biomass should be considered as a potential resource lowly exploited in some cases. Concerning the implementation of bioeconomy strategy, two levels can be considered, national and regional. The Spanish bioeconomy strategy was launched at the start of 2016, and it defines the bioeconomy as the whole of the economic activity that provides goods and services and thus generates economic value through the use as fundamental elements of resources of biological origin in an efficient and sustainable manner. Furthermore, at regional level, there are different strategies defined, but all of them establish a roadmap seeking to overcome the challenges mentioned previously. During the implementation phase, bio-based initiatives face many challenges that need to be overcome. Among them, some worth to be mentioned are bureaucracy, which can imply in many cases a long period needed to comply with the administrative procedures, which need to be improved to promote and make easier the establishment of new initiatives. Additionally, in many cases, bio-based value chains involve several sectors and actors with different interests and barriers. Therefore, promoting supportive measures targeting all actors involved is challenging. In addition, the political uncertainty hinders longer-term investments, which can be the case. Moreover, logistics of byproducts and residual biomass can be challenging in many cases due to different factors. For example, scattered fields, high slopes, lack of efficient harvesting machinery, long distance from the field to the biorefinery, high moisture content of the biomass. As a result, biomass logistics should be carefully assessed and optimized. Additionally, it should be considered that not all potential biomass might be available. Furthermore, collaboration between all the stakeholders of the value chain is crucial when implementing bio-based value chains. Finally, currently there is a lack of successful cases, which could contribute to promote the development of bio-based initiative and its replication. It is essential to evaluate how the bioeconomy strategy is being implemented and to analyze if the objectives are being achieved. Key performance indicators can be a valuable tool to measure the performance. For this aim, indicators can be established to monitor and measure the performance. This will allow to determine whether the strategy is being successful and where it is failing or can be improved, as well as to design further supporting measures to tackle these weak points. In the spider net showed, indicators are depicted as a sample, but the indicators could be different depending on the specific characteristics and needs of each region, project, value chains, objectives, etc. Different supporting measures have been implemented to promote bioeconomy. Among them, one of the most powerful measures are the subsidies. And here two relevant examples are provided. The Forestry Bioeconomy Plan, with a budget of 77 million euros, focuses on promoting sustainable forest management. The Next Generation funds are financed by the European Union and are managed by the regional authorities. Their aim is to achieve more sustainable European economies. Moreover, at regional level, these are some examples of supporting measures implemented. The programs vary greatly between the regions depending according to the needs, capacities, which are the main economic activities, among other considerations. Here finished the analysis of bioeconomy in Spain. Thank you for your attention.